Alright, and here is the second half. I guess not say part two, because I've been breaking it into parts already. Here is the second half of Comfortably Numb solo. So we left off with that right there. Okay, so moving on. So that should be your 7th fret of your G and B string. Hitting those two together. And then 9th fret of our D string. And do that again, and this time with the 9th fret of that D string, we'll add a little pinch harmonic. And then one more time. And then the third time, go back to those two notes on the G and the B string. Alright, so following that, we've done this a bunch of times already in this solo. In its exact same spot. So bend on the 9th fret of our G string, and then release the bend, pull off 9th fret of our D string, and then back to 7th fret G, 7th fret, 9th fret of the G, and then do a bend again. Okay? So from there, straight up to the high E string, 7th fret, and then on the B string, we're going to do those notes of our pentatonic, down and up, and then a bend. Alright, so here comes that lick again. Except, here comes that lick again, but it's a little bit different. It's going to start off the same. So it starts off the same like usual, but this time, instead of doing bend up, release, pull off, and going to the D string, we're going to bend up, release, G string, and then stay on the G string. Alright, so stay on the G string, and we're going to do a going down the scale pattern in threes, starting on the 9th fret of our G string. Alright, so that's starting on the 9th fret of the G string, and then we'll start the pattern going down in threes on the 7th fret of the G string. And then start it on the 9th fret of the D string. Okay. Okay, and then this is where we break the pattern, and it's almost like we're starting the pattern again, but we go somewhere else. So we're going to go up to the 7th fret of our D string, and then just go down. So that was the 7th fret of the D string. We'll go to the A string, 9, 8, 7, 5, and then 7 of the A string, or the E string, aka the root of our pentatonic scale. So that altogether was this. Technically, we're really ending it right there. That's our downbeat, doing the octave of our 7th fret of our E string. So back to the 9th fret of the D string. All right, so we'll do a little bum bum. So let's hit those two notes again. Do a couple little mutes. And this time, do those notes, and then do the 7th fret of the D string. Okay, from there on. So that's the 7th fret of the D string, 9th fret, and then up to the G string, 7, 9, 7. Okay. Then here's a really cool part of the solo I think is really awesome. Okay, so that was, let's see. Okay, so this little part here is Those are our little double notes. Double stops is what we call them. I don't know why we call picking notes stops, but we do. So double stops on G and B string. Then 9 pull off to 7 on the D. And then land you on the 9th fret of the A. Okay. And then 7, 9 of the D. And I do that again, that whole thing. Okay, then so that'd be, I think it was on the 3rd one. We do and we do the pull off on the G string. So that whole thing together. Okay, so you see the first 2 identical, and then the 3rd one, same thing, but just that quick pull off on the G string, which then lands us on the D string. Then from here, we do just okay. So hardest part about that is just remembering the rhythm of it. It's a bop 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 bop. That's the way I learned it, and there you have it. That's how I'm passing it on. All right, so. You can even get that high E string on the last one. All right, so from there, we're gonna go way up here. We're doing an octave higher of, and I keep messing that scale up. So we're gonna go an octave higher. So we should be up on 17 and 19. We're gonna slide from 17 to 19. Okay. So I do that slide with my ring finger, or my 3rd finger, and then I switch it to my pointer. And if you listen really closely to the recording, the timing is kind of weird. So I don't necessarily try to exactly copy this part note for note, just because it's really hard for me. I think really hard to imitate it, just because it's the timing, like I said, is not perfectly on. So I settle for something like that. It's pretty close. So I'm doing little half bends and kind of releasing them on that'd be my 21st fret. And I do a 21 to 19 pull off, and again. Okay. So that was a. Okay. Again, you listen closely, you hear these little extra little notes that he does. So that'd be on 17th fret of your B string. So 2 times and then bend. So bend, really fast release, and it's almost like a fast release, pull off, and kind of like what we're doing down here. That same kind of thing. I think he does it so fast, I don't even know if you can really hear that note, but. Okay. And then you're doing that whole kind of thing again, except slower this time. So that should give you 15, 17, bend, release, pull off, and then land you on the 16th fret of your G string, which puts us in that position. I recognize that as my Phrygian pentatonic position. Okay, aka our pentatonic scale starting on the A string. Okay, so that whole part together is almost done here. So I'm doing that with my middle finger. So I'm staying on the G string. I'm going to use my next finger down, hit the 14th fret, and go 14, 16, and then pointer finger on the D string, little bend. And then move down the 12th fret, and that's the root of our scale, but also the 14th fret of our A string. And then we're hitting that octave. You could do it right there, which is back to that 16th fret, but because of what's coming next, I go to the 12th fret. I'm not really sure. I've never watched a video, or I've never studied a video of David Gilmore playing this, so I'm not exactly sure what he really does, the positions that he's doing, but we're getting the same notes. It makes more sense, or it's more a common thing for somebody to do that, but I don't know, like I said. So I'm going to show this to you going to the 12th fret of our B string. Okay, and this is pretty much, by this point of the song, the music's starting to fade out, and so we're at the very, very end of the solo that we can hear at least. So, where was I? And then 12th fret of our B string. And that's, so I'm doing that with my pointer finger, then I'm switching to my ring finger. I'm doing a little, so that's 12 to 10 on the high E string, 12 on the B to the high E, 10. So 12, 10, 12, and then straight to 12 of the high E string. Hit it, half bend, but plucking the bend as well. So that's 12, half bend on 12, 10, 12, and then 12 of the B string. Okay, and then after that, we do another one of those 1.5 bends on the 12th fret. Okay, and then we release it. And you go 12 to 10. And then on the G string, we're going to go from 11 and slide to 9. Okay, and then from there, 7th fret of the G string. Whoa, don't overdo it. Okay, so from there is the very end of it. So that was 9 to 7 pull off on the G string, and then ending on the D string. And then one more. So that's just like in one of those licks earlier where I did doing a down in 3 pattern. Just do it once, and then starting on the 7th fret of the G string, just going down the blues scale. And then from there on, the rest of what you can hear from the solo is just kind of just jamming and just plucking away at those 2 notes on the 7th fret of your B and G string. So that last part, and that is all we can hear. Solo is over. So here is all of part 2 of this solo, played nice and slowly. So we should be taking it from the last thing we did in part 1 would have been. Okay, so here we go. that is all of your Comfortably Numb solo. All right, well, thanks for watching the video, and thanks for learning the solo with me. Hope you got everything you needed to know about this solo. So until the next time, practice a lot, take it easy, have fun, and I'll see you later.